Hello. So, today is Purple Day. I just realized my theme matches my shirt. Whatever. Every Wednesday, the theme is purple. The shirt was just a coincidence. It was just the next color. Anyway, my name is Ian Hopfe, and I'm an HR consultant, and you are watching or listening to Ian, the HR Pro live podcast where I'm dangerously unscripted. I might swear. I might say something that you don't agree with. I may say something that you agree with. But you still want to fight. Alright. Anyway. Today we are talking about side gigs, side hustles, aka small business marketing. So whether you're a mom and pop grocery store, or maybe you're a starving artist, or a professional chef trying to leave the restaurant and start your own business, whatever it is, right? We can talk about it. It's a place for you to brainstorm, get ideas, completely disagree with me and do something different. So, you need to get a hold of me for any reason. Go to my links. All my links are here in the QR code, and that takes you to my link tree where all the stuff is always being updated. linktr.ee/Ian the HR Pro. All right, that's where that QR code is going to take you. And I think the most important thing on that list for small business owners that have a small team and you're dealing with staff drama, I would go get my $6 ebook to help you solve that issue within 5 days. It's the starting point of getting advice, and that's just, sometimes we have craziness going on in the office. People not getting along with each other and things like that. So that's a good place to start. Interesting. Anyway, they changed some things here on my app, the ReReam.io app. I don't know. The other day it wouldn't let me create any QR codes or anything on the fly during the show, so I'm a little upset with that. But as always, I'm live on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook. I'll just look at the list up here on your screen. Twitch and Twitter X. I'm live there, and you can see my shorts that come from these lives on those platforms, except for Twitch. In place of Twitch, you can see my shorts on TikTok. I said shorts. Shorts, reels, clips, those videos that are 60 seconds or less in the vertical fashion, right? That's what I mean by shorts. Clips, whatever you want to call them. So, marketing, stuff like that. I was watching a video from Gary V, Tea with Gary V, and he had a guy on his show who is a cook, professional chef, and he works in restaurants, but he wants to move away from being in the restaurant and doing private cooking, private events, just cooking for people in their homes, or cooking for like dinner parties and stuff that people might have at their homes. And that's where he wants to move to, like this personal chef type role. And Gary told him, make content and go hard for the next 2-3 years making the content, and you'll start to get some traction. And basically he told him, record yourself cooking a meal and post that every day. Cook one meal every day and post it. That's your content, right? And do that for a year, 2 years, 3 years, and you should start to build your business. And it seems hard. It's hard, but when you're trying to get your business going, your small business going, you need to put in the time of advertising, the time of content creation. And I think that's just so hard. I just want to help small business owners with their HR. I wish I had a lot of clients. I wish I was keeping busy with their questions coming and I'm helping them. That's what I want to do. And secondary to that, I want to do Indigenous relations stuff, the advising on that side, and doing my facilitation for courses, and of course the Kairos blanket exercise. That's what I want to do. I just want to be busy with that all the time. But I find myself having to create content as a small business owner. That's why I go live 5 days a week when I can. And out of the lives, my program, Restream.io, gives me, what's the word I'm looking for? It gives me content, right? It creates those shorts that I can distribute out. So I've kind of made it easy for myself in that respect, but I still have to do just a little bit more. And it's a hard go, but as of this week, I believe it's been, 14 weeks? I've gone live almost 5 days a week. I've missed some days because of stuff and life. Earl Grey tea as always. But for the most part, it's been 14 weeks of just making this content, man. And it is, it's easy but hard. It has created structure for me, because every day I know from about 11:30 to about 1:30 I try to go live, but a lot of times I'll cut it short when I'm exhausted or I'm just out of topics to talk about for the day. And it's the structure it's given me. It forces me to try to get stuff done earlier in the morning. I'm a night owl. I'm a night owl by trade, so it's hard for me to get going in the morning. But having the structure, knowing that I'm not going to have that. A lot of time, the prime time work time for me is like 10 till 2. So I've basically turned that into content creation time where I'm going live. And so that's forced me to do more work in the morning, more work in the afternoon. It's added this interesting structure aspect that I wasn't expecting. And that's okay. That's great for me, right? I've added some structure. But the advice Gary was saying, just do your job, come home, spend the time with your family. When the kids go to bed, cook that meal and then edit it and post it that night. And you got to keep doing that. So you think about any business you got, people aren't going to just magically appear. The clients, the customers, they're just not going to magically appear. We have an opportunity. Don't know where that yawn came from. Sorry. We have an opportunity with social media. Basically, it's free 99 to post. The physical act of posting is free. Now, it's going to cost you time to post and time to create the content. Yes, so it's time consuming, but it's not excessively time consuming. You don't have to go live like me every day. I mean, a live is an opportunity for you to interact with your following and things like that. So maybe live is something that you integrate after several months of posting content. And I think the king of the content, especially the evergreen content, is YouTube. So consider YouTube your archive. Any piece of content that you post on any other social media, you should also be posting it on YouTube. So if you say, I just want to concentrate on TikTok, great. But also save all those TikTok videos onto your YouTube. Right? Like, because that's a little more evergreen, that's going to stick around. I would definitely consider making long form content if you can. So if you're like this fellow who's a professional chef, it takes him an hour to cook a meal. That's an hour-long video that he can post. And if he does it for 365 days, he's got 365 posts of where he's cooking a meal that's created evergreen content for his consumers, so to speak, the people that consume his content. And you can do this, get a little creative and think about it. You can do this with basically any business, anything you're doing, you should be able to create some sort of content. And if you're listening and you want to talk about your particular business, please put a message in the chat and we can talk about it specifically, what your business is. You got there's basically two options. One, concentrate on one social media, and that's where you build your following, or you build, you get to a point where people see all your videos and you're making money because they're clicking on your link. Maybe you're getting some brand deals if someone wants you to talk about their product or something like that, right? That's one way to go. The other way to go is to make sure that you're distributing absolutely everything that you create onto every social media. And this can be difficult and daunting. I'm managing to hit 6 different social media sites using Restream.io, right? And it's just amazing because I'm doing an hour and a half to 2 hours worth of work in the middle of the day, and then it's like I've hit 6 social medias, right? With multiple content. So the only one that gets one piece of content is Twitch. Twitch gets one piece of content. And on days I'm streaming, every other social that I deal with gets at least 3 pieces of content. That's the live, and I'll try to share 2 of the generated clips that Restream creates for me. Right? Some days I'll put 3 up, and that's 4 pieces of content. And I mean, that's 5 social medias where I'm doing at least 3 posts for each. So 5 times 3, 15. Okay, easy math. So 15 plus the 1. So there's 16 times I'm posting on all my social medias each day. Now, guys like Gary Vee and Alex Hormozy, they're doing like 30, 40 different pieces of content every day on all their social medias, right? Like they're putting it out there. Because it's free to post, It's not like advertising where you're paying for the ad and you pay for every click, every impression, and it costs you money, and you got to do that calculation. How much can I spend on my ad per one sale? Right? And there's a whole bunch of math involved. But if I'm just posting this, what did it cost me? It cost me 2 hours of my time. Minimum wage in Alberta is $15, so I could say $30. Cost me $30 to get one person to buy one of my products, right? But my content ends up being evergreen because these long videos, hour plus videos, are all being saved on YouTube, and all my short videos are being also saved on YouTube, right? So it's crazy, man. With ReReam.io, I consider it as a what's the word I'm looking for? Like a bonus that it will allow me to post all the other ones, because the social media post on, say, Twitter X, the life of that post is like 5 minutes. TikTok might be an hour or something like that, right? Facebook might be a little bit longer. LinkedIn, again, half an hour, 15 minutes or whatever. I have the problem on LinkedIn where I have 12,000 connections and only 50 to 200 people see my post. Shouldn't 12,000 people see every one of my posts? Man, crazy. I mean, if you want to use ReReam.io, here's the link, the QR code to ReReam.io if you want to use this to start marketing with. Now, you will have to pay for it. I think there's a free version, but it only lets you do a few things. But I've upgraded twice, basically, so that I could stream to more social medias all at once. So I upgraded to 5, and then I upgraded again so that I would get more of the clips that it creates, the short videos, the reels, right? So definitely, if you want to save time, use a good tool. And this is the only money that you would be spending, is to use a program like ReReam.io. I use ReReam.io because I wanted to stream live onto LinkedIn. It was just a bonus that it let me stream and post to all the other social medias. If you're on Twitter X and you wanted to post, if you wanted to stream there live, you do have to upgrade your Twitter X account. Any of the other accounts, I haven't paid anything to do this posting and to do this live streaming. I haven't paid anything else, but that's up front. It's gonna be a little bit, but it should be one-time payments or yearly payments or something like that, as opposed to running an ad where you got a budget, you're spending money all the time, and you got no guarantee that those ads are going to work. If you're going to use paid ads, start posting first. Find out what posts go viral. Boost that post, or start creating more content based on that post, or take that post and rejig it so it's basically the same thing, but now that's what you're using for your paid ads, because you know that content is working. So it's kind of a stepped approach. If anything ever goes viral for me, I'll spend some money, right? I'll pay some money. And I'll boost it in Edmonton, right? I live in Edmonton, So if I have a piece of content that just goes well, makes me a bit of money, then I'm going to take that and I'm just going to boost that same post, or I'm going to create content about that, more specific ad about with that theme, and I'm going to pay like $100 a week. So it's just shown within, I don't know, 25 kilometers of where I'm located, right? Because that basically covers the whole city of Edmonton and the area around it. Because I do want local clients as much as possible, but my content, my $7 ebook on all my links is set up so that any business anywhere in the world could use it, right? It's not region specific. It's not local law, local legislation specific. It is more, this is how you treat people, this is how an organization works type stuff, right? It doesn't lean into the laws. But if I want to advise someone here in Edmonton, of course, I'm an expert in the legislation in Alberta for HR. So that's my main skill. So that's why I would be sharing locally. And that's something you should be doing with your business. Wherever your clients hang out, that's where you would do them paid ads. But of course, don't do paid ads until you've proven that there's some content that people are responding to, right? So, I mean, I do this thing like on Fridays. We talk about basically anything, fun and games. And if some of that content pops off, and I'm talking about Star Wars, and I'm trying to compare who your favorite who the best character is in Star Wars or something like that. If that pops off, I'm maybe not going to use that as an ad for my HR consulting business. Now, if I was talking about how Darth Vader is a bad manager within the Empire, that might be relatable, right? But if I'm just talking about who's the coolest character, that's probably not relatable, right? That's not going to be something that I'm going to create an ad about. But if I was specifically talking about Darth Vader as a bad manager, all right, don't forget to ask your questions in the comments. I always forget to put that up, man. Any show I'm on, go ahead and make a comment and we'll try to talk about it right now, in the now, man. Where's my notes? I have notes from last week. There's no notes. I don't know what the heck I talked about last week. I gotta put in a note that says, what did you talk about last week? And there's one little tweak I gotta do when I'm posting. It's kind of add a better description. So this live, I'll do the live, and it's recording live to all the socials right now, right? And I'm more concerned about my YouTube channel. So I've done the live, totally saves itself on the YouTube channel, but it's only got the basic description of today's episode. Wednesday is side gigs, side hustles, whatever, right? Oh, excuse me. I was a big burp. Anyway, so, but I don't have a description of exactly what I spoke about the whole show, right? So I need to get better at going in and writing a better description about the episode, and then that's gonna help the algorithms a little bit better find content. That being said, YouTube automatically generates captions. So why is there someone at the door? Oh, It's the sister-in-law. What's she doing here? Oh, she's probably going for her jacket. Anyway. Yeah, that's the joys of working from your home office. Strange doorbell rings. Sorry about that. Strange interruptions. I have this dream of getting an office for my business, but I got to be making good money before I do this. I want an office, my office, to be big enough that I can work in, but then I can also run this podcast so I could have guests in on the other side of the table, and we could have a couple cameras set up to do the live podcast. But I would also need a secondary office, aka office for my wife, or if I start hiring a staff. But I would also want like a reception area and maybe a small kitchen. If it's in a certain office building, then I'd be okay with the shared washroom for the whole floor when you left our particular office space. But the main part of the office would be a giant boardroom, big enough so I could have at least 50 people in a circle, so I could host the Kairos blanket exercises there, but then have enough room for tables so that I could host my other workshops, and have like the whiteboard and the projector and stuff like that, and maybe a sound system if I need extra sound. I mean, I would love that. That would be such a fun location. And I mean, I could also rent a room out for other people who need meetings and things like that. So that would be nice. But otherwise, I work from home. Side gigs, side hustles. What was your first small business endeavor? Let's talk about that. When I was in school, I had a buddy, and we were going to make friendship bracelets. We learned how to make friendship bracelets in art, and they were kind of fun. It was something you could do while you were chatting with friends. We were going to turn it into a big business. We were going to make a whole bunch of friendship bracelets and sell them at school. So we got all the supplies. I don't know where we got the money for supplies, but we met up a couple times to make these bracelets. We didn't sell any. No, we didn't sell a one. I can't remember why we didn't sell any. I don't think we tried. I don't think we knew how to be salesmen, and we're kind of thinking we weren't allowed to do it at school, or we were thinking of peer pressure and what other students would think about us while we're trying to sell these friendship bracelets. I tried to sell my sister's Harlequin romance books at school one time. I brought a whole bag and I had them in my locker, and I was going to start selling them. I got too scared to try to make the sale, man. I did. I was like, nope. Got all the stuff in my locker, but I didn't sell a one. Nothing. Brought them all back. My younger cousin, I remember a story about her. She wanted to make muffins and sell them at school, and she got in trouble and told that she wasn't allowed to sell the muffins at school. I think maybe the school was thinking health reasons, right? This is a product, food product, whatever. But then why were we allowed to do bake sales at school and cakewalks and things like that, right? Like, same difference. So there was all these things I wanted to do and create to start a small business, and couldn't do it. I'm terrible salesperson. And anytime I get into salesman mode, it's like I feel icky, and I notice that people immediately shut down. Just like, whatever, dude, just trying to sell me something. So if you're a hardcore salesperson, you're gonna have thick skin, right? Hey, you want to buy this? No, F off. Okay, thanks for your time, and then move on to the next one, right? That's where the old salesman, every no is one step closer to making a sale, right? It's just like, oh my God, being a salesman is such a harsh thing. I wanted to build an Amway business. I learned how to do the presentation. I could draw everything out and explain the whole business. And I don't think I signed anybody up, man. Not a person. Some of their products were pretty amazing. And in hindsight, I should have just bought a couple cases of my favorite product and try to just go sell them. 2 products that I really liked from Amway. The spot cleaner for your clothing. Man, that stuff is like industrial, right? Like it smells wicked chemical, but it gets the stains out. It's crazy. It's crazy great product. If you're prone to getting spots on your shirt and you dribble on yourself all the time, the Amway stain remover. Wow! That stuff is amazing. And the hard surface protectant. Okay, so it's a clear liquid. It came in these little bottles. And my favorite application was the windshield. So you would wash somebody, you wash your windshield, and then you spray this on and you wipe it into, you try not to get it on your paint job or anything like that. You kind of check in a space, in a spot where the color is, where nobody's going to notice, see if it takes off the color. But hard surface protectant, you put that on your windshield and you reapply it a couple times a year. Oh man, the water just beads off. You could be in the world's worst monsoon rainstorm, giant drops as big as buckets, hit your windshield and just pebble off. And you're cruising, so it would pebble up, right? And you don't even need your windshield wipers on during a wicked rainstorm, right? Like, this hard surface protectant was amazing. I should have got a couple cases of that, and I should have just started walking around selling it. But when you're going into some business like Amway, they always say, oh, you could, what's this in my hair? You could buy some product and sell it, and you make yourself a little bit of money, because you'd make the difference, because you're buying it at wholesale and you're selling it at retail, right? But then they say, but it's easier and better if you just get someone else into the business. Because the way Amway worked, not technically a pyramid scheme, but if I bought a product for myself, my upline, the person who got me into the business, who's directly above me, they would get a bit of money. So you're not selling anything, except you're getting people into the business. You make money when they personally buy their products for themselves. So they always get you right away and say, well, you buy this starter pack and it gives you a sample of all these great products, that costs, I don't know, $100, $50, or whatever it was at the time. And then they say, you should definitely get on the vitamins also. So they sign you up to a monthly vitamin. So right away, when you sign someone up, you get a cut of this intro pack, and you get ongoing cut of their vitamin sales, right, that they're purchasing for themselves. Really a great business model. Why would I pay a big business to store money when a little bit of that money could go to my friend or my family member, right? When you think about it, it's a great way to go. But my sister says her favorite was the bug spray from Amway. You know what? I don't remember the bug spray. Strange. But anyway. And then Melaleuca came out. It was basically, Melaleuca is the scientific name for tea tree oil. Melaleuca something or other, right? And tea tree oil is just an amazing antibiotic product. So they had just amazing line of products themselves, right? And a lot of people jumped from Amway to Melaleuca. I mean, this is fine if you were already high up in Amway and you were bringing over 100, 200 people, because then you'd still be making good money. But me, that lowly guy down at the bottom, who's still fighting to find more people in my downline, it did nothing for me, right? So I love this network marketing type business. I just love it, but it's so stigmatized, and it's so borderline Ponzi scheme, because you're not making money for someone joining up. Like if I'm saying, hey John, come join me in this business, it's $1,000 to get going. So you buy in $1,000. I take $500 and I send $500 up to my upline. That's Ponzi scheme, right? Because it's just direct money. But not Ponzi scheme is where I'm like, hey John, come join me over here. Start buying these products, and I get a percentage of the product sales that John is just purchasing for himself. And then of course my upline gets a little bit of that, and a little bit it's a smaller amount as it goes upline. But I mean, if you got 150 people in your downline and you're getting $1 a month off each of them, I mean, that's better than nothing, right? So it is so borderline Ponzi scheme, and people really see the negative side of that sort of business structure. Even though our traditional business structures and franchises and things like that, they're more Ponzi scheme than something like Amway, right? You buy into a franchise to become a franchise member. Supposedly, you're purchasing the system to become a franchisee, right? But it's just a way to make money, right? You're buying a digital product basically for thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands, maybe $1 million. So that's not illegal. But I mean, what else did I do? Always trying to make money online. When the internet first came on, I became part of a thing called, I think it's All Community or All Advertising Community or something like that. Anyway, so it's like first generation ads. And the thing is, you would make money for surfing the internet. And it's because you would download this program that would install itself like a browser add-on or something. And down at the bottom of your screen, banner ads would show. So you'd be surfing the internet, and every time you switch to a new page, the banner ad would change. So the advertisers who were advertising, the ad company would pay you a little bit of money for all the ads you looked at. And I tried to be part of that. I was an affiliate for that. I was trying to get other people to join up, because when I got other people to join up and they started this browser add-on, I would get a little bit of money for all the ads they looked at, right? So this is kind of the first thing I was doing online. This is circa 99, 2000 or something like that. This is the first time I've seen anything like this. And I've been trying to make money online ever since, man. And I wish when YouTube had come out, I wish I had just started making videos for YouTube. Now I'm like 15 years behind. Wishing I had 15 years worth of content. I wish I was making millions of dollars like freaking Mr. Beast or something like that, right? Like, that's never gonna happen. But I've come around the whole how to make money situation, right? I did drive for Uber for a little bit. It was terrible. I had a handful of calls, and they ended up being just drunk a-holes. I was lonely. I was just sitting out there waiting for the next ride. So, I mean, that's a terrible side business. I see these people who are doing deliveries, doing the skip drivers, and they've got 25,000 deliveries. Oh, they've been doing this a few years. And sometimes I see the driver, he'll come up and give us our food, and I can see in the vehicle, like, his wife is sitting in there. So they're just driving around together, having a good old time as they deliver stuff. And I don't know, that's a good way to do it. Like, it's these small business things that I really wanted to make work. And I've spent so many years just trying to figure out how do you make these things work, man? How do you make these things work? I've read tons of sales books. I don't know, I think half the books that are behind me here are basically sales books in some way, shape, or form. And even though I've read multiples, like, I'm still not cut out for sales, man. I get so sad. I get so affected every no. I know, I guess some of us just aren't designed for sales. So what am I doing here if it's not for sales? Right? The content creation game is more about creating content about things you love as opposed to trying to make a sale. So you're creating the content about things you love, the beauty that you create, and you're just kind of just giving this value, right? Why are you watching this show? Well, chances are you're probably my mother or my sister, and you're watching it because you're trying to support me. But other people might be watching it just because they start to see that I can actually give them some value, some free value, right? And the idea is that you're creating this content, creating the beauty and creating the value, and hopefully somewhere someone's going to say, I really enjoyed Ian's stuff, so I'm going to hire him for my, to be my consultant or whatever, right? That's the point. That's the long game. I go through these emotional days, basically near depression, where I'm just like, this isn't working. It's not working. I mean, like, the only comment I got today was some troll calling me an idiot. I mean, yay. I saw the other day someone made a negative comment on one of my, I think it was a TikTok video, one of the shorts that got put on TikTok, and this guy said something negative, and then my mom responded to him, and she just insulted him back. It was awesome. I was just like, that's a classic moment. I'm just gonna leave that. Mom, you can go ahead and just attack these people, because when I first saw that, I was just like, not a good comment, not someone saying, hey, great content, Ian, thanks for posting. It was, you're an idiot, type comment. It's like, God, you're not very smart. And I just don't understand why there are so many vocal trolls out there. If you don't like something, don't watch it. Just leave it alone. Go do something else. Why do you gotta purposely try to make people miserable? I'm already miserable. When it concerns to my business and things like that, I'm already miserable. I'm doing everything. I'm trying to claw my way into some sort of something. And you gotta come along and make a trolly comment to try to bring me down even more? You a-hole. Like, who gets joy from that? It's disgusting. Why do you got to bring people down to possibly your level? That's what they always say, is that these people who are making comments and being naysayers, it's just because they're jealous, or they don't want you to succeed, because then it's going to highlight their laziness or their own inequalities or whatever. I mean, be happy for people who are trying and putting their neck out there. No guarantee anything's going to work, but these are the people that are trying. These are the people that are, trying to change their lives. But it's really hard to break out of that, because we have friends, we have family, we have trolls all telling us the opposite. We're losers. We're not very smart. Or you're wasting your time, right? And just go get a real job, you loser, or whatever, right? And I was just like, shit. I could get a job. I wouldn't have to do any of this. That's what I'm thinking, because I put out a new round of resumes. There was some really interesting jobs I saw here recently, and I was like, yeah, nothing, right? A few of them, most of them were just regrets. Hi, thanks for applying. Unfortunately, we're going to move ahead with someone else because of blah, 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 right? I did get one interview. It wasn't even an interview. It was a coffee. So, and at that meeting, she said she was meeting with the top 6 candidates. 1 in 6. What is that? 1 divided by 6. That is a 17% chance that I could have got that job. I didn't get that job. Now, on the flip side, I did pick up another contract to do facilitation for an organization, TP Legacy HR Plus. They teach HR classes for Indigenous organizations. So, I mean, that's great. But how many courses am I going to be teaching? Maybe a couple courses every few months or something like that. Like, that feels more like where I'm going to be. Or it might be, 1 week I'll do multiple courses, and then maybe the next month I'll do multiple courses, right? It's not something permanent or anything like that. I'm still just a contractor for them. I'm not an employee. And that's fine for me because I'm doing other things. I'm putting my neck out. I'm doing these crazy lives and just exposing myself to trolls and ridicule and and every negative comment just crushes my soul. I mean, and that's where my logo for the podcast comes in, right? The rabbit is kind of my last name, Hop, right? Rabbit. And that's the cool side of me. That's the wannabe cool guy. That's why he's got sunglasses and he just seems super cool. But then I have the other side, the bear, me being a big guy, just super emotional teddy bear type guy, right? That's the other side of me. So this is kind of a picture of the two me's having a conversation with each other, right? And it was hard to make this choice to go live like this and to make this sort of content. And I think I totally understand other small business owners or whatnot. They're, struggling with this sort of marketing, advertising, right? It always seems easier that we could just put some money to it and start getting customers. And you possibly can, but you have to do a lot of A/B testing with your ads to see which content works, which written content works. My big sister defending me in the schoolyard. The losers are the idiots that make negative comments. Yeah, I'm like, why do you is that the only way you can bring yourself up, is to make a trolling negative comment? How about you ask a question, start a conversation, genuinely ask for an opinion about something, right? Turn yourself into learning mode and, get away from the hater mode. Don't be jealous. See it as an opportunity to learn. Hey man, I see you're going live every day. Can you give me some advice on building my own small business? Right? That's more creative than, more productive than, alternatives. Like, why you gotta bring people down? Be happy, be positive, be happy for everybody who's succeeding in life because they found the formula that works for them. No guarantee it's going to work for you, but you can certainly ask them, hey, what worked for you? Right? And then you can adapt it, tweak it, add it to what you're doing. Right? That's an opportunity to learn. It's an opportunity to create your own thing, create your own beauty. Oh, man. So, small business advertising, right? The side gigs, the side hustles. I honestly think everybody can make their business work. You just got to get creative on what social media posting you want to create, where you want to put it, where you want to create it. Don't don't make it too hard. Don't say, oh, I don't know how to edit videos or whatever. Get a simple app that'll help you do the editing. Right? Make it as quickly, as simple as possible. And it doesn't have to be perfect. As you start building your business and start creating more videos, more content, the skills will come. But for now, isn't it just important that you have a video showing you doing your thing, the way you're creating your beauty? You don't even have to talk, man. Just overlay music, right? Put a little caption that says, making my favorite thing. And then just music for, if you're doing long form, music for 10 minutes. And it's just you doing this thing. Maybe you've learned a skill to speed up the video. I haven't even learned that yet. I don't even know how to do that. It's probably pretty easy. I do use iMovie on my Mac. It's a free program that comes with my Mac, and that's how I edit my long form videos on YouTube. And I usually take out my breathing sounds, and of course I take out the coughs, and I try to make sure I'm looking straight at the camera when I'm doing my videos. It's very hard to do this during the live because I want to read the comments. I want to see myself. Above my camera right here, I have a little sticky note that says, look here. And I'm constantly trying to remember and remind myself to look here because that's where the camera is. But I spend a lot of time looking out the window, at the rabbits, at the squirrels, at my neighbor doing his gardening. There's a lot of stuff going on there. I can see the dog park from here, so I watch people walking up and down with their dogs. I can see traffic on the road that's on the other side of the dog park. I mean, some person made a comment, are you reading a teleprompter? Why do you keep looking that way? And I'm just looking out. I'm just thinking. I'm thinking. When I look that way, I'm just like, yeah. I'm just thinking. I mean, I don't look this way because I got this stupid light right in my face, right? This light stand. It's a selfie stick. I can put my phone on it to do other videos, and this is a cheap, it's like $30 light. I can change whether it's white or yellow, and I kind of use it to shine my face a little better. Right, my sister talked about, your forehead's in shadow. Well, maybe I should raise it up. I don't know. Maybe I should. I don't want to raise it up too much because that's the height for when I put my phone over there. I'm making a short video, but I've been doing less and less of that. And I mean, man, you could just put a lamp, any old household lamp you got, kind of on your sides. I'm using the natural light from the window on this side to brighten me up. But then when I turn this light off, right, I'm very shadowed. I'm very shadowed here. So I turn my light back on, and it kind of gets rid of those shadows. And I can make it brighter, right? But I notice you can see a shadow on the wall over there. That's from this thing. So I kind of keep it a little bit lower, but kind of hit me from the side. I do have a little bit of fancy microphone. This is a Blue Yeti Mini. It's not the big Yeti. It's a mini, and I bought this pop thing. So when I'm talking, you hopefully don't hear me breathing as much, or you don't hear the pop loud noises, things like that, right? So that's hooked in USB to my computer. But I still get feedback now and again. So when I have a guest on the show, I got to put my earbuds in so I'm not getting feedback, because I like to hear what's going on. Like I'm listening to the chill music just like you are, and hopefully it's not reverberating into the mic. I never noticed if it did with the shorts that this Restream.io creates, but yeah, pretty simple setup. I use the camera on my laptop because I bought a brand new Mac for my business, and the business paid for this, right? Because I needed a new computer. Mine was pretty old. But you can just use your cell phone. Everybody's got a cell phone. Cell phones have amazing cameras on them now. So just use your cell phone. You want the wide form video? I mean, go like that, right? If you want the shorts, go like that. Like it's pretty easy. The Restream works on my cell phone. I mean, there's other businesses I've tried in life. Taxi cab business. It was 18 months of hell for me. Too young. Made a lot of mistakes. Learned a lot. Appreciate the whole thing. But it wasn't something I wanted to do with my life. I mean, tried to do the family business with my sister, and I just kind of went nuts. Because nobody was we were trying to do computer repair at the same time, so it was like, gave me a second reason to be at the family laundromat all day, and I could still hopefully bring in some extra money by fixing computers, but I never got any computer business, very little. And I think that was probably the first time I kind of went into a bit of a depression. So when I say I went crazy, I didn't go crazy. I was really depressed and needed an extreme change. And you end up making bad choices in your life. That might be one of them, but at the same time, every choice I've made in my life has led me to my wife, and I think that's the happiest thing that's happened in my life. So I appreciate all these mistakes I've made. You still feel guilty about them, but it was a mistake that had to be made in order for me to get to where I am right now. And it's kind of the sad reality of the situation, right? What I learned from my time of trying to do multi-level marketing like Amway and Melaleuca was that I tend to be pretty good in front of people, actually. I can stand in front of a room of people and present, facilitate. I'm okay with that. Strange. I'm an introvert. What I don't like is getting off the stage and having to interact with people one-on-one. I hate that. Mingling events, it's bane of my existence, man. I do not want to go somewhere and mingle. I feel like the kid who didn't get chosen first to play the game. When I'm at one of these events, I get very depressed being at a mix and mingle type event. I get very depressed, and I just want to get out of there and go hide at home and spend time with my wife, right? But I can stand in front of 500,000 people, no problem. So I think that's where I'm okay with this. I don't know how it's going to be once I decide to try to bring live guests into my studio, right? I don't know what that's going to do to me. Might be all right, because I I'm the man with the power. I'm the one who runs the show, right? So that's all right, maybe. But I hate these mingle things where I'm a nobody trying to meet other nobodies. Essentially, I don't mean to make that insulting, but I don't know who you are. I don't know what you do. And you don't know who I am. You don't know what I do. So I gotta have the elevator speech ready like 30 times in a couple hour mix and mingle event. Oh, shit. I want to punch you in the face, man. Like, just buy from me. Just buy my services, buy my product, whatever. Go to my links, purchase something, right? Like, I want it to be easy. I think all of us want it to be easy. And I think when it comes to building our small business or our side hustle, our side gig, it is not easy. It can be extremely cheap, right? If you don't have a budget, you just make the videos on your phone. Just pick a good lighting where the sun's coming at you, so that people can see you. Maybe just a little off to the side, put the sun up over here, and you make the video looking this way. And you're just using your cell phone. Right? You may not even, they always say, oh, maybe just get yourself a microphone. Screw that, man. Just start making a video. Just stay relatively close to your phone and speak loudly. I speak loudly and the friggin' microphone's like right in front of me. But you see these other people on their podcast, they have the fancy boom arm that comes in and the microphone's like right there in front of them, and they're like, hello, how are you today? And they're like whispering, and you can't, if they move away from the mic, you just can't hear them, right? Whereas me, I'm yelling, I'm screaming. I mean, my wife can probably hear me down in the basement where her office is, because there's a vent right here. So just try to be loud enough, man. And I know that's scary. Oh, drives me nuts. Even with a mic, you can't hear people sometimes, because the closer that mic gets to them, the quieter the hello, I just wanted to say, like, just speak up or get someone else to say something for you, right? Like, and I'm kind of an a-hole that way sometimes. If I don't hear somebody, I speak louder to say, hey, what did you say? Or what was that? Can you repeat that? And I talk louder because I didn't hear them. You need to speak loud enough so I can hear you. And that's all you got to worry about with this making content for your business, right? Get creative, and don't make it a sales. Don't make it a sales ad every time. I mean, yes, I'm trying to mention my $7 ebook. But am I going through the ebook and telling you about all the different things that you would be learning, and I turn it into a 5-minute ad? No, I'm just saying, get my $7 ebook if you've got staff drama problems. It's your first step to solving the problems. $7, that's nothing. What is this? Hi, how you doing? Would you like to know what the purpose of human creation is and how to achieve it? What is the ultimate perfection of man and who have reached this position? Look at this site. Who is Mama Adli? This site is also about the Savior who... Shut up! Oh my God. Twitch. Spammer. I mean, I missed the streamboo.com spammer. I absolutely miss it. This is some sort of religious nut bar. I am an atheist. I don't believe in any sort of God or spirit or creator. I'm an atheist. So, sorry if I called you a religious nut bar, but you just spammed my show with your religious stuff. I enjoy showing the spammer from Twitch who does the stream boo, but not this guy. I'm not showing that comment. You'll see it if you're watching on Twitch. The comment will be there, but I'm not sharing that. No way, man. No way, man. Oh, God. And I thought it was a great comment. It was like really long, and I was thinking, oh, someone asking a real question. No, they're not asking a real question. So, no. Go spam someone else. So, small business marketing. I wish someone had asked some stuff. I know my sister and my mother's probably watching. I mean, we've talked about their marketing. Just to film yourself doing your thing, creating your stuff. Film yourself creating your beauty, packaging your beauty, posting that video. Just do one short video every day if you can. Use YouTube as your archive, your backup. I would dare say use YouTube as your primary, right? And whatever shorts you're putting on YouTube, go ahead and put it on your favorite platform as like a secondary, because you may get some traffic, right? And that's fine, but get creative with your business. I love these there's the Uber drivers, skip drivers that are basically, there's a bicycle delivery driver in some downtown city. I'm not sure what city he's in, but he films his bike rides as he picks up deliveries and delivers them and stuff. And that's his job, but he's filming it and he's putting it up, and he's probably starting to make some extra money from this content he's creating, right? And everybody loves a good Uber video where the driver picks up some drunk crazy person and they freak out in their car and they kick him out, and everybody likes watching that content, right? So I mean, what's pimple popping videos? My God, if you work in that industry, or maybe you're doing makeup or hair or nails, pedicures, oh man, every day in your salon you should be making a video of someone getting some great nails or something and showing that off. I see, what else do I see in that industry? The tanning, the spray tanning business, and they talk about their products and stuff, but then they have the clients show their tan lines, right? So you're showing someone who's like moving their underwear and you can see the tan line, right? And that's their content. I mean, that's great content. Some people love tan lines, some people hate tan lines, but it really demonstrates the effectiveness of the product or the service, right? It's showing your original skin and your tan skin, right? So it's a great way to go. You could go a little more extreme, like Judy with her family cafe, and she's always holding a plate of pancakes, and she's screaming at you saying, "I'm Judy, I have cafe, come eat my pancakes," right? I just love her. And she's like splitting, she's what's that called when you show a video and then she adds to it? Splitting the video? Shit, I lost a word. Anyway, she does a lot of that, so it's pretty funny, right? And she's just getting some amazing traffic because, I mean, I'm like 2,000 kilometers away from this lady's store and I'm seeing her content. Amazing. amazing. She's gone a little above and beyond with her content, right? You don't necessarily have to do that. What I've started, I do create some digital designs. It's kind of my little bit of creative output. I think the link is still in all my links here. It's my TeePublic store. TeePublic is, they sell t-shirts and caps and magnets and coffee mugs, other items, right? But they have your designs printed on it. And I just recently got a couple of my HR designs. I have one t-shirt that says, I am HR. And the other t-shirt has a spaceman. And it says, in space, HR can't hear you scream. I mean, like, so I'm kind of creating these HR business type designs. And I'm trying to do more and more of that. But what I've started to do, I'm not like trying to market that part of what I'm doing here, because it's not, I don't want to say it's not relevant, but it is kind of not relevant, right? I'm not trying to sell you t-shirts here. I'm trying to sell my ebook, my $7 ebook that would lead you to possibly buying more expensive consulting services from me, right? So that's what I'm trying to do with this content. But I have this other thing, the t-shirt designs, that I don't know how to market it. It doesn't make sense really, other than I'm in HR, I'm interested in HR, so I make t-shirts for myself essentially, and maybe other people like my designs. So what I'm trying to do with that side of my business is now every time I make a new design, I will upload the design to TeePublic and set it up on all the products, right? And then I will take that design, like they pre-make like a t-shirt and it shows your design on it, but I can take that image and I'm now sharing that on Pinterest, because Pinterest is really designy, home design, beautiful images type thing, right? Organization type thing. So I think the t-shirt designs will make more sense to be there. So I'm creating at least 2 pins. One is just the design itself, and the other is the t-shirt with the design on it. And the thing is, I could also do the other products, but I'm going to make 2 every time. One with the design, one with the t-shirt image. So I'll make 2 pins on Pinterest myself. And then I downloaded the Pinterest browser plugin. So I will go to the store and share a pin of all the other items with that image on it. So I manually did the image itself leading to the t-shirt page, and then I'll do the t-shirt also leading to the t-shirt page. So there's 2 that are leading to the same page. And with Pinterest, you don't want to do more than 3 per URL link. So I will use the app to create one for the coffee mug, one for the sticker, one for the magnet, one for the gym shorts, one for the hoodie, one for the baby t-shirt. You know, like I'll make a whole bunch of them, because that design is now on multiple items and they're all separate pages. They're different URLs. They're not me directing all this to one page. So like if I'm just trying to direct people to my website, littlebluehouse.ca, that's not good. Because if all my pins are just going to that one page, Pinterest is going to be like, well, this is the same thing. What are you doing? Right? You're just spamming at that point. But if you got a different product, it is a different product, but it has the same design. I mean, so I'm just creating just a ton of pins. And I've just started to do that. And I want to see if this Pinterest advertising gets me more sales on TeePublic, because it's kind of the design pretty image things, right? So I'm going to try that. I'm working on that, so I got to add that into my schedule and do it more often. And yeah, and I don't know about Whatnot, right? I've been trying to do some selling on Whatnot, but it seems like there's extra pressure, and I don't have a lot of products to sell, and I certainly don't have the time to generate the products by going to garage sales and flea markets, or what's the word I'm looking for? Discount thrift stores, things like that. I don't have the time to be doing that, and I don't really enjoy doing that stuff either, because it takes me out of the house. But I think I might stop with the Whatnot, because my first 2 shows on Whatnot, I basically lost money because I had to pay for the advertising for my free items, my free giveaways. And I was willing to kind of sacrifice that a little bit with that, just to kind of build a following. But I think what I should have done was said, when I make X amount of sales during this show on Whatnot, so if I'm going live for an hour or something, if I make $100, then I will give away something free, right? But I would certainly put that limit. I would tell people, as soon as we sell X amount of dollars, we're going to do a free giveaway, right? That way, you're covering the cost of that shipping. And for me, the shipping came out to like $13-14. It was like $13.65 or something like that for this free item that I gave away. And I think this Whatnot might work better for like my sister and her business. She could go live once a week and just try to sell her craft work, right? Along with my mom, and they could be in there trying to sell stuff, and they could say, well, we're going to give away this today if we sell X amount. And this is all, the beading work my mom does and the moccasin work my mom does. Like, it's all traditional work. So you don't need to really reduce the price on anything, right? This is traditional work, and you should be making money for it. It's not a found item. Like if I went to a garage sale and I found this whole box of magic cards and there was a bunch of stuff in there, like I bought the whole box of magic cards for $20, and in that whole box there was like 10 cards that were all worth $5 each. I mean, then I'd be able to make some money on it, right? It was worth it. But with more traditional artwork and things like that, I think you should just keep your regular price and just say, when we make this many sales, we will give something away. And when you do the giveaway, it's only for people watching the show, and it's only for people that have followed you. So you create a following for your show. So the next time you have a show, everyone who follows you will get a notification from Whatnot saying, you're selling stuff, or this person is selling stuff, come check it out, right? I follow a lot of people. I get a lot of Whatnot notifications for the people I follow. I try to follow just other Canadian sellers on Whatnot, because I don't want to pay international shipping either way, right? So especially with the giveaway, if you're giving something away on Whatnot, stipulate that it's only shipping in your country. It isn't in international shipping, because that free item all of a sudden goes from like $13-14 in shipping to $150 in shipping, right? Like, I mean, you just lost all your money. So I don't have that immediate product that I've created to sell, so it's harder for me to do Whatnot. So I think I might stop doing Whatnot until I get to a position where I got stuff. And I was just trying to get rid of some old magic cards and the old comic books and things like that. So I don't know. If I go on Whatnot again, I do have one set for this Friday. I'm supposed to be going live at the same time I'm doing my Friday live. It feels like too much work, because I'm trying to be live and do the show, but at the same time I'm trying to sell my shit, right? And that's feels like too much work. It's too hairy. There's too much going on. So I don't know. If I do Whatnot again, I think I'll schedule it for a different time of day and just make it about what I'm selling. And of course, don't give away a bunch of stuff. I gave away like 4 items in my first show. I did make a few sales and it covered it, but basically I made like $1 on the show, but I also had to go buy some packing supplies, which is another like $25. So really I lost just over $20 on that first show. And that was basically the same thing for the second show I did. I only did 1 giveaway, and it was still enough. It just killed all my profits. Boom, 1 giveaway. My profits were all gone. I really need to say I'm only giving something away if I make X amount of dollars. If we do $100 in sales today, I'm going to be giving this thing away. That's fine. Do that. That way you're guaranteeing that you're making money. Now there's situations, you've got to kind of have stuff. You got to have stuff already for sale. And I see Whatnot working great for like a store that's kind of slow. And you could go on Whatnot, go live on Whatnot, and just put up a new item. You can give it a little bit of a discount. But if you got a big store and you got lots of stuff in it, make sure you're making more than your wholesale price. But I think the idea is that you just kind of keep your stock rotating a little faster, right? Naturally, if you're a craft person or something like that, I could see like an artist or a painter going live on Whatnot for an hour, and they're just doing their artwork. They don't even have to do an auction. They can just have items available for sale. So you do a piece of artwork and you get it printed on, you do like 100 posters of your artwork. So you got these prints. You have these limited prints of a previous piece of art, and you're selling it. So all the prints could be, I don't know, $25 or something like that. Cover the cost of the printing plus make you some money, whatever that you're comfortable with. But at the same time, you could have that physical original piece of artwork for sale that you did. So you have the prints, and then you have the actual piece of artwork, but you're selling that piece of artwork for several $1,000s. And that just becomes a regular item in your Whatnot store. And it's always there just for sale when you go live. But you also have the prints of that artwork that people could purchase for cheaper. So if you got 100 prints, limited prints, that's all you're going to do. Maybe you can sell them for, I don't know, $50 a piece, right? So 100 times $50 for your limited, that's $5,000 you make off those posters. But you could also be selling the actual piece of artwork for $2,500, $3,000, right? And that's okay. That's great. I think that would be a really nifty way for an artist to be doing something. You could be doing painting. You could be doing just hand drawings, and it's a really creative way. You don't have to be doing an auction. You just have everything for sale in your store, and you're just doing your thing, right? So I don't know how this would work for me as an HR consultant. I don't know. I wanted to make my show more of I'm just sitting there talking about HR, giving great advice, and then I have some sort of related item for sale. I don't want to get a bunch of public t-shirts printed out and have to pay for them and then try to sell them at a higher price so I can make some money, right? I kind of don't want to do that. Because it's just digital art. It's different. It's not me showing that I'm drawing or doing something amazing, creating something beautiful with my hands. Like, I'm not doing that. So, and how do I sell my digital ebook for $7 to somebody on Whatnot? I don't think Whatnot allows you to do a digital sale, right? So how do I link that? What's the benefit of that? So I got to get creative and figure something out. Maybe I need to actually do a physical print of my ebook and sell it as an actual book. I don't know, but that's money up front. That's a cost up front. But if you're already creating the art, I mean, even if you're just not even getting prints of your artwork, but previous pieces of artwork, you've put it down as for sale. So you're not even auctioning anything. You're just going live on Whatnot, showing your work, what you're doing, how you're making it. So I think about my mom and my sister. They're doing something, they're creating something, and they're just putting it together. And you just have them for sale in your Whatnot store. And the only time people can purchase them is when you're live in the store. So you could be saying, oh, I'm putting these together. If you want to buy one, I got 12 of them in stock. Just purchase it in the store for that price, right? And you put your full price, the money you want to make, right? Whatnot is going to take a little cut, so kind of consider that. A lot of people go to Whatnot to try to look for the deal. You know, I'm going to get this dollar item. But you don't have to do that. If you're selling $50 pieces of craft art or something like that you've created, just keep it at that price, right? You're just going live and you're talking about the products and sitting there making some or something, right? Like, so yeah, I think that's, God, I wish I was more artsy fartsy. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to go live on Whatnot anymore until I come up with a new plan. I don't think it's for me. I love it. I love the idea of it. And if I was creating something that I could sell without a lot of upfront cost, I think Whatnot would be a great place to be. And yeah, so there. Anyway, if you need to get a hold of me or book a meeting with me, it is in all my links that go to my my link tree, linktr.ee/Ian the HR Pro. If you need to get a hold of me or you want to buy my $7 ebook to help you stop your staff drama at your business, go there, get that. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about career stuff. It's career day. Thursday is career day here on my podcast. So I'm helping other job hunters. We're going to talk about resumes. We're going to talk about cover letters or whatever you want to talk about, your job hunt stuff. Let's talk about that tomorrow. So tune in for that. And I'm going to let you go. Love you all.